Oh hey, it's Wes. And today, it's time to talk about this. There is no brand at all in this bag. Okay. This. The Laofas, I think that's how it's pronounced, Softbox. What is it? Well, to be perfectly honest, this is a softbox that has a lot to do with the Aperture Light Dome series. So we're going to take what Light Dome does and going to do it for a little bit less. How's that going to work out? Well, let's find out. Starting out with the build quality, as always. So we might as well just cut right to the chase and compare the build quality directly with the build quality in an Aperture Light Dome softbox. And it is very similar. How it is made and how it's assembled, it's pretty close. But I do find that the Laofas softbox is a little bit less back heavy. I complained in the past about putting dents in my floor with the Aperture Light Dome. This one I find a little bit easier to manage. And one of those reasons is one of my big complaints. It doesn't have the sharp edges on the Bowens mount nubs. So this just snaps right into the Bowens mounts and I tend to drop it a lot less. Overall though, this is a big softbox. This is a 47-inch parabolic deep box. And so it is a little bit heavy. It could be heavier though. As far as the overall build quality, it's a little bit loose here. I'm sure you expect it to be though. The Bowens mount locks down really well. It doesn't rotate unless you want it to, but there is a screw to adjust it there. The arms themselves appear to be pretty thin metal coated in plastic, and I've noticed that I've already bent a few of them a little bit. Now, they are bent in the direction that they operate, so it's not that big of an issue, but it is something to keep an eye on. I don't expect this to be 100% as durable as the Aperture variant. And it comes with a decent padded carry case, as you saw at the beginning. So build quality, I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it is solid. Light quality. And I'm not gonna tell you about it, I'm gonna show you about it. Let's go do a photo shoot. So there you go. I was actually really surprised with the light that came out of this thing. Because the front diffusion panel is pretty thin. I was expecting it to be a little bit harsh, but because of the way it's designed with the internal baffle, it produces a very nice glow, and if you look at the pattern, it's a little bit beauty dish light-like, so it's a bit hotter around the edges, a bit cooler in the middle. So I like that. It's very flattering. I gotta give this a 10 out of 10. Because also, this is a huge light, and huge lights give you good light. Usability, and similar to the Aperture Light Dome series, I'm still not a huge fan of this click-clack open-close design. So here we go. One hot tip for these is if you put pressure on them, especially halfway through opening them up, down on the floor, on the ground, it really helps you get those arms to open. Whew, there we go. So again, takes a lot longer than an umbrella-style softbox, like say a Westcott Rapid Box XXL. But at the same time, it's also rounder, And at the same time, even though I like the build quality of the Westcott boxes, I use them a lot, I do suspect that this is overall more durable, and you don't get the light loss of having the umbrella stuck in the middle of the softbox. So, usability, yeah, it works fine. It's easier than the manual rods, but again, an umbrella style is easier and more usable, so I've got to give that a 7 out of 10. Value, and this is where we want to find something good going on here, because if this isn't a good value, there's no reason to get this over the established brand, the Aperture light domes. So let's have a look here. Always get the wrong side. So the Laofas 47-inch, this one right here is $157. You have a 35-inch variant as well for $137. The Aperture light dome, the big one, is only 35 inches and it's $220. So if you can compare that to the Laofas, that is a lot more money. And then you can get into, say, the Westcott Rapid Box Octa L at 48 inches, approximately the same size as this. It is with the Bowens insert, because it doesn't come with it, $330. This comes with a grid. Westcott does not. The grid is $250, so the Westcott overall is $580 if you want a grid. I hate that they charge so much for grids. I said this before, I will say it every time. It's a ridiculous price, $250 for a grid. And then, as I always mention, the value leader in this business when it comes to functionality and price, Glow. They have a 48-inch EZ, which is the umbrella style, deep parabolic, which is almost as many arms as this, $77.50. I wish I could get that in Canada, but I can't. I would have to import it in a bizarre way to get it in my hands, because I really want to put my hands on this and test it. Glow, if you're watching, I would love to test that box. So I can't tell you if that compares in build quality to this, because I don't have it in my hands. But what I can say is this is a much better value than the Aperture box, but not as good as a value as the Glow EZ box, which unfortunately is only in the States. So I gotta give this a 7 out of 10. Good, but not great. Overall, we've got a score of 32 out of 40. That's a pretty strong showing. I don't have any major problems with this box other than that it's not umbrella style. But after the results that it gave me, this is, I hate to say, clearly better light than the Westcott Rapid Box. The Octa design with the shape of the internal baffles, it just gives a much more flattering light with less hot spotting. Really like the quality coming out of this box. And I haven't been nice to it. I've treated it as poorly as I might treat something, and it's held up just fine. So overall, can I recommend this? If this is the style of box you're looking for, it certainly doesn't hurt to get this over the Aperture. And there you have it. If you have any questions about this box, if you want to see anything else, if you have any suggestions for what we should be looking at in the future, let me know down in the comments. I'm always checking out down there. If you want to buy one of these, check it out. I've got links in the description. If you don't, hey, that's up to you. So until next time, grab your softbox and go take some photos.